Beneath the South China Sea, researchers pulled up a creature that made an entire scientific team think of a movie villain before they thought of anything else. Its head looked so much like a certain iconic helmet that they built the name directly into its official scientific classification. Scientists formally described a new species of giant isopod collected off the coast of Vietnam, naming it Bathynomus Vaderi, a direct nod to the shape of its head, which strongly resembles the helmet worn by Darth Vader in Star Wars. So what exactly is a giant isopod, and why does one deep-sea species end up looking quite this specific? Giant isopods are a group of crustaceans related to the small pill bugs and roly-polies many people encounter in their own backyards, except scaled up dramatically for life in the deep ocean. They live far below where sunlight reaches, in an environment with immense pressure, near freezing temperatures, and very little available food, conditions that have pushed this entire family of creatures toward unusually large body sizes over evolutionary time. Bathynomus vaderi measures over 30 centimeters long, roughly the length of a standard ruler, placing it among the larger members of a group already known for growing far bigger than their shallow water relatives. That size alone is not really what made this particular discovery stand out. What made this one different enough to earn its own dramatic name? The head shape is the answer, and it is a genuinely striking coincidence of evolution. The curved, segmented plating covering the front of the animal's head bears a close enough resemblance to Darth Vader's helmet that researchers apparently could not resist making the connection official, incorporating it directly into the species name during the formal scientific description process. Naming new species after pop culture references is not unheard of in taxonomy, but it usually happens when a genuine visual resemblance makes the comparison feel earned rather than forced, and this appears to be exactly that kind of case. Scientists classify Bathynomus vaderi as one of the so-called supergiant isopods, a term used for the largest members of this group, and among the larger newly described invertebrates identified in recent years. That classification places it in fairly rare company. Most newly discovered species, especially in the deep ocean, tend to be small, easy to overlook organisms that require specialized equipment and genetic analysis just to confirm they are genuinely distinct from known relatives. A supergiant isopod large enough to be immediately visually striking without requiring a microscope to appreciate its scale stands out even within a field that regularly produces new species discoveries. This discovery is part of a much larger search in ocean exploration currently underway. Researchers using increasingly advanced submersible technology and genetic sequencing tools have been identifying new deep-sea species at a pace that would have been unimaginable just a couple of decades ago. Thousands of new species get formally described every year across all categories of life, though the vast majority are insects, plants, and smaller organisms that rarely generate public attention the way a supergiant, Star Wars-themed deep-sea creature does. The South China Sea specifically has proven to be a genuinely productive area for this kind of discovery, its depth still relatively underexplored compared to some other ocean regions, meaning researchers working in the area continue turning up specimens that do not match any previously documented species. Each confirmed new species typically requires researchers to compare detailed physical measurements alongside genetic sequencing, ruling out the possibility that what looks like a new species is actually just an unusual individual variation within an already known species, a process that can take months even once a promising specimen has already been collected. For a creature living permanently in total darkness at extreme ocean depths, gaining a name tied directly to one of the most recognizable villains in film history guarantees a level of public attention most newly described deep-sea invertebrates never receive. Most new species discoveries, however scientifically significant, tend to pass by with minimal public notice outside specialized research circles. A giant isopod with a helmet-shaped head and a name lifted straight from a galaxy far away breaks through that pattern almost effortlessly, turning a genuinely important addition to the scientific record into something people actually want to share and talk about. Researchers studying deep-sea ecosystems have pointed out that discoveries like this one carry real scientific value well beyond their entertainment appeal, helping build a more complete picture of biodiversity in one of the least explored environments on the entire planet. The ocean's deep water layers remain staggeringly underdocumented compared to land-based ecosystems, and every confirmed new species adds another data point toward understanding how life adapts to some of the most extreme conditions Earth has to offer. Whether Bathynomus Vaderi ends up remembered mainly as a genuine scientific milestone or simply as the deep-sea bug that looked like a movie villain, the discovery is a solid reminder that entire unexplored worlds still exist just beneath the ocean's surface, waiting for the right expedition to finally bring them into the light. Giant isopods as a broader group have slowly built their own strange kind of internet fame over the past several years, showing up in viral videos from public aquariums where visitors gather to watch them slowly uncurl or eat. Fascinated by creatures that look like they belong in a science fiction film, despite being entirely real and living quietly on the ocean floor right now. That existing fascination likely helped Bathynomus vaderi's discovery travel further and faster than a typical new species announcement, landing in front of audiences who might otherwise never encounter a deep-sea taxonomy paper. Researchers involved in identifying the species have noted that formally naming a new isopod involves considerably more than simply picking a name that sounds fitting. Taxonomists follow established international naming conventions, and any name tied to a copyrighted character or franchise typically requires careful consideration of how the reference is framed. Within the scientific literature, ensuring the connection remains a naming homage rather than any kind of formal endorsement or commercial tie-in. The playful choice ultimately made it through that process intact, giving the deep ocean one more genuinely fitting name to add to its growing list of scientifically documented residents. Drop a comment on what you'd name a new deep-sea species if you found one. Subscribe for more strange animal discoveries, and share this with anyone who loves Star Wars a little too much.